When I moved to California and I saw that the beaches were blue water, I'm like, that's mind blowing. But then also I'm like, wait, why aren't my eyes stinging right now? Eastern Europe, we're riding helicopters, and Africa, helicopters, Iraq. Are we on? Is this happening?
We're live, dude.
I love that. Thank you so much. I just want to apologize to everybody who's been live for a second. I know it took me a second. I hope y'all had some good one-on-one time with my guy right here. I appreciate that.
We appreciate your apology, Chase. Thank you very much. I don't really comment on people's energies that much, but you've got some good energy, man.
So do you, but you pull it. I think you pull it out of me because you're. You know what it is? I react well to people who are like human cartoons.
Yeah,
and you're one of those people. So you help me feel like I can be myself because you're not turning yourself off for anybody.
Yeah, no, I'm not, dude. The last time I saw you was at a comedy club, and you did the first few minutes of your set from behind the crowd. You didn't even come up on stage when they brought you on stage. That was hilarious.
Thank you, man. I try to have fun. You know, it's whatever. It's whatever's fun for me at the moment.
I don't think anybody else in the comedy game moves about the room like you.
Thank you, buddy.
It's cool.
It's
funny.
Buddy.
Like this guy will literally go into the crowd, like he'll carry the mic and just freaking weave and wicks and wane through the crowd, dude.
Yeah, I love a wireless. There's something like when I get that wireless mic, I feel like a dog that's like, y'all took me off the leash. Are y'all sure about this? Are y'all?
Yeah. What's the deal with wireless mics and not having wireless mics? It's very weird. Like, why are we not sticking to one type of mic? Like, naturally, a wireless mic would be better probably for everyone, but it just seems like in stand-up comedy, it's like a wire. Oh, you don't think?
Here's what it is. Wireless mic, sometimes if you touch the bottom, the signal goes out a little bit. The cord, every word's going through. Because nothing's worse than when you have a wireless mic and it just drops for 1 second. And it's always on your punchline, right, and it screws something up.
But that would potentially happen too with a cord if it's not such a good cord. Especially since the way some comics hold it.
But it's way less. It's way less with the cord. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the cord just looks better. Like it has a classic look. Yeah. It has like it's the same cord that probably Frank Sinatra and Jerry Lewis were losing back in the day.
Freaking George Carlin was using it. And then also
the Shure SM58, if you're wanting to start your own show out there. That's the one. That's the one.
The 30-foot cord during specials. Yeah, it makes it look good.
30 ain't nothing. I like a long.
Like 100.
I like a long. Yeah. My perfect.
Well, because you got to go from the stage all the way to the back. So you need a 500.
If the leash goes that long, I might put it to the test. I don't know, but I like walking around sometimes.
What's up, dude? You got a nice, cleanly shaven head. How often do you shave your head?
Every day. I cut it today. Oh, look, there's a little piece of blood.
So what do you? What do you mean you cut it though?
I sometimes, I have the little one with the rings, like, you go all around it or whatever, but then sometimes you miss a spot, and I had to get and I grabbed a razor, I was like, I'll just get that with that, and of course, the one time I used the razor,
you nicked your head?
Nicked my head for a second. You got a little thing right there.
When did you start?
Got it.
When did you start shaving your head?
Ooh, that's a good question. Honestly, probably... I moved here in 2019, November 2019. I feel like it was shortly before that. It might have been like in the summer of 2019. I was hanging on for a long time.
Was Michael Jordan an inspiration to you with the bald head?
No, people kept telling me that I should do it. My buddy Joe Coy, he shaves his head, so that's where, he was put it out there. But like a lot of guys, it goes down to the girl that you're dating at the time. She's like, shave it off.
Okay.
And she liked it.
That's good. But that's a little bit of pressure, though. Because then once you start, you can't really stop, right?
You can't stop.
Yeah.
But also it helps to be doing the beard thing, too. At least for me. You know what I mean?
It's good contrast.
If you got a little meat on your bones, it helps, too. Because you can shape your face with your beard, And that's when you get into the world of beardness, start off, don't just do it yourself, but get cleaned up from like a beardologist or somebody whose race ends with a can. So like a Dominican, a Puerto Rican, Jamaican, African. You see what I'm saying? They're really good with beard shit.
How often do you go to the beard guy? Once a week, or you do it yourself?
I try to go once a month, and then I trace it for a while, and then I go back. Because it's only $15 for a beard.
Wait, what do you mean?
Best places.
What do you mean you trace it?
Like you see what they did, and you just try to maintain that shape of everything.
Oh, right. Like keep it right by the cheeks.
Right. Like so, a guy like me, I have what's known as a round head. Right.
Who doesn't?
It's fine, but if you have a round head, you don't have a round head. Yeah.
What do you mean?
You have like a rectangle, like a block.
Like a stick figure?
Let me give you an example. So if you have a round face like me, I'm a stick figure. That's a round head. and then sticks for the bodies. So when you have a round head, it's important when you're cutting your beard, like you want to do like a line, like see how like these are lines leading to mustache, planet mustache, right? You have like a straight line, you know what I mean? And that helps shape. It takes away some of the roundness of this, and it gives some definition.
So makes it more symmetrical.
Makes it more symmetrical. You can do all sorts of stuff like that, right? With a guy like you, somebody that doesn't have a round head, you could pull off a beard with a little scoop on the side, with a little scoop that goes down a little bit, because then that gives some roundness to this. Your face is already taking care of the, you know what I mean? Because you have like a chiseled face, like a chiseled, like a straight face. Like,
do you do anything this specific with other hairs on your body, like your eyebrows?
I have hair. I mean, how personal are we getting here? I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's what I like to do. Here's what I like to do. Your old dick shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just the hairs on the base of the dick can extend
up.
You shape it up down there. You got to shape it up down there. Just the neck. I get the neck of the, I don't know what it's called.
The shaft.
You get the shaft. It's fun to get the shaft.
Yeah.
And then have a little bit of bush action happening. Because if you go you can go a little deeper on the shaft. You can add a couple inches on there. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
It's not bad.
Hell yeah. Dog.
You ever do that? You do some shafting? You do some shafting?
You know what? To be honest, bro, I'll just typically go bald eagle. And then like.
You're a bald eagle guy.
Every 3 weeks, I'll just go bald.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And we were talking last time about exfoliating in the shower, but I've been using cold water since then. So like as soon as I go in there, I don't have time to be, I'm just.
With cold water?
Yeah, bro. I've been.
That's not good for yourself, bro. You can't do that, bro. But listen, at least when it comes to listen, think about your grandparents, but also think about this, bro. It's your skin, it's your body. You gotta take care of your skin. You only get one wrap. You only get one wrap your whole life. And from what I understand, I don't know the science behind it, but I think hot water opens up some pores or some shit. But you might not be a guy that has to worry about ingrown hairs and stuff like that.
I get them sometimes.
Do you get them down there?
That's funny you mentioned. I actually have one right now.
Thank God.
Pop up a picture.
Wasn't it great to find out that's what it was though? That's always.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't know. No, I actually haven't found out. I'm just by me.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? It's an ingrown hair. We can cut this part out. It's definitely just like the ingrown hair.
And it's also nice. And it's also been a moment, you know, since anything's happened down there. A couple months, bro.
It's fun to give yourself that attention and to do something like, you know, do little things for yourself. It's like, okay, I don't like Chase making a sandwich for himself. It's just a sandwich. But if you pretend you're making it for somebody that you love,
you cut the crust off.
You cut the crust.
Toast the bread.
You toast the bread. You throw some lettuce on there. Maybe a tomato.
I like that, dude. I'm really bad with food though. Like I'm not.
You don't give yourself the love.
No, like I'll just take chickpeas and black beans and just and put hot sauce on it.
That's great.
Yeah, but bro,
that's mind control. That's good mind control.
Sure, but it's also like laziness, which is interesting.
It is laziness.
It's good mind control, but on a side with a side of me just being lazy and vegan. You know, like people who are vegans have suggested all these recipes, but I'm like, I don't want to spend 30 minutes making something that's going to take 2 minutes to eat. I don't know what it is, but
I'm the same way. Listen, I'm a peanut butter and jelly sandwich guy.
Yeah.
It's been that way the whole time.
Beautiful.
It's so good.
What's your favorite peanut butter?
I appreciate all the different tastes of all of them, but the answer is Jif. It's got to be Jif, 110%.
The chunky or smooth?
Either one, depending on what I'm feeling at the time.
Oh,
depending on what I'm feeling at the time. Here's the thing, though, you can't go wrong with smooth on some hot bread that just got toasted or whatever. Oof. Jeez, come on. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Do you have some of that peanut butter sometimes that's like oily and you have to...
It's a little annoying. It's good.
That was a knife gesture.
Here's the thing. Anything that has sound effects involved, whether it be sex or food, I'm usually a fan of.
Yeah.
I love some...
So what's been going on since the last time I saw you? I saw you at the shop like 2.5, 3 weeks ago.
It's been a fun ride.
Yes.
I headlined the Improv in Chicago.
Yeah.
I did the Friday late night show.
Yes, we talked about this
briefly.
So
fun.
Let's talk about that. And that's how we started this episode, by the way. I was talking about how Chase is a man who enjoys the stage, but also enjoys the theater. So he'll be wixing and waning over there. Pop up this clip right here. That's what I'm talking about. So we see you here all over the place in the improv, which is great. We love it.
Yeah. I love, I don't know. I love exploring my surroundings. Okay, you just accept that you're a funny guy, and then you just trust. What if I walk over there? What do I do?
Yeah. Wait, by the way, was that a wireless mic or?
They had a wireless mic and a corded mic. So I would just grab either mic depending on what I was doing at the time. I was handing some people mics or whatever. Just whatever tools I have to play with, I'm going to play with them. You know
Why don't more comics do that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming they could if they wanted to.
But why don't they?
I don't know. They're just not their thing. Or sometimes they're just working on a piece that is or they're telling a story, or they're
Because I think once you make that move to jump off the stage, you're kind of like, all right, anything goes right now. It seems like you're not going to try and work on a particular bit. You're like, all right, let's go. Let's work. Let's see what this crowd gives me.
Yeah. For
Which
sure.
is a bold move.
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes I do it whenever I feel like it. Like, I know I should probably save it towards the end or the halfway point or whatever, but sometimes when I'm just feeling it, I'm like, here we go. Like, my body just starts moving, and then it happens naturally. It was organic. I promise it happened organically. It wasn't that weird. I try to make it. I learned a new word that I love. I don't know if I might name a special after it or something.
Oh, then don't give it away.
Okay, I'll stop.
Wait, come on. I was joking. Give it to us.
Sprezatura.
The shit? Is that Italian?
Yeah.
Which means?
I'm sure you could look it up, but the way my brain interpreted it was like, don't give a fuckness. Like, actual don't give a fuckness. I got that
Sprezatura.
Yeah, like you just don't.
And then the last time you were in the pod, which was
a
couple months ago, we had another word, perspicacious, which came from Tate. So we used that word from Andrew Tate. Who's like, word. He's completely gone now, this guy. You see some clips of him, but
he's got some, I'm sure his clips are still out there. Motivations are forever.
Yeah, you're right. Actually.
Motivations are forever. You're kidding me? People are gonna meme that stuff and put little sounds and music on there and stuff. Motivations are forever.
These days, if people really did need to be motivated and somebody's words would motivate them, this is the best time to be alive, dude. You don't have to read a freaking book. You can be on TikTok, see 4 dumb clips in a row, and then the next one's like, you gotta prepare for life. You gotta wake up early, do the gym and all this shit. And then you're like, oh, okay, now I'm motivated by it. But I don't know how motivated today's society is by these motivational speakers.
I think it's harder to. Here's the problem. Like, I love the TikTok stuff and stuff like that, but it's also like a greatest hits dopamine rush for your brain, where it's like, maybe the cool thing about a book is that you get to spend 20 minutes on a chapter, really letting something sink in and hit these different examples and stuff, and you actually apply it to your life a little bit. Whereas it's like, oh, that's a good motivation. I like that. I want to do that. And then you move on, you're watching somebody like jump off of a building,
and you forget about it. There was actually so this kid Devin Loren came on the podcast, and he's like a 21-year-old TikToker, has like 2 million followers on TikTok, and he was just talking about how TikTok is messing up younger people, like even his age's brain. If you ask anybody one TikTok that they saw yesterday, they really couldn't tell you usually. Which is insane. You watch 150 videos and you can tell a person one video that you watched. Unless you send it to 10 of your friends and then you're all talking about it in a group chat. But besides that, it's like, it's just the tidbits of 5 seconds. Your memory really isn't used to having to remember something that's so minuscule.
Absolutely.
Even if it's hilarious.
God forbid having a conversation with some of these people and you realize the fact that you make eye contact and you're actually talking to them. Sometimes that you can kind of freak out somebody.
How do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know. You ever talk to like one of these, like a Gen Z or like a younger person who's like just spends a lot of time on their phone and stuff, and you express, hey, this makes me feel like this. Maybe we should do something else. You know what I mean? And it's sort of jarring where people feel like they can be themselves behind a screen. I know I've dated people or hung out with people where they feel they're more honest with me in a text than in real life, and I'm like the opposite. 'Cause I feel like in text world, I'm like, hey, let's just get on the phone. Like, let's get out of this fucking text
changing.
world.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
Oh man,
where people they're more comfortable
behind the keyboard.
Behind the keyboard.
Yeah, it's scary. And you'll see even like on. And
here's the crazy part: the AI sees that.
We'll get to that one second. And you'll see a negative feedback from fake accounts nowadays. You know, you won't see negative feedback or something mean on a YouTube comment from somebody who has a legit profile, some subscribers, they posted some videos. You won't see that. You'll see it from a ghost type account.
Can I tell you what that is?
What?
I think that is modern society's version of a prank call. And I think that's what they're into. I think that's what these kids are into. That's what these people are into. They just want to troll
Have
your
a burner
energy.
account?
They just have a burner account. They want to drain your energy. So they say something that'll be, if this guy reads this will fucking drain the shit out of him.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And there's fucking experts in that. But you got to understand the way they feel about that. Like when the person comments on that, that's like their version of what we feel when we have like a connection or an applause break. Or
Okay, what were you saying about the AI though?
huge
Let's get back
laugh.
to that. What do you mean?
What was I talking about?
You were talking about how
Well, if
AI
if these
in the
people are more
comments.
and my theory is if these people are more themselves in that sort of in a text or whatever, the AI is learning sort of how to be a human from those types of people. And I'm not saying that the AI is. It could be a villain. It could be okay. It could be whatever it wants to be. It could learn some lessons and make some mistake, Mr. AI. But I also, or Miss, but, or however,
they. You're safe with they.
all of they, the ones and the O's. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. And I've been at places maybe within like the last 3 months where I'll see a girl or two that I've matched with on a dating app. And we both know that we matched, but it's like, we're not going to talk about it.
Wait, you were at a party and you saw somebody,
I matched with them. We didn't talk on the apps, whatever.
but you just matched.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, like, if you match with people, does that mean you're interested these days? Maybe not, because you start that combo with them, hi, with the 4 eyes, and then if they don't get back to you, it's like, wow, what do we match for?
I started having fun with the first message. I like the first message because it's their one first message. They might not answer back, but it's like I'm gonna be honest with my first message. Like, hey, this is the vibe that I'm getting from you, and it's been nice. But I also think that it's also something that I do like all the time anyway. Like I do with like man on the street stuff, like talking to people on the stage or whatever. It's like, hey, you make me feel like this. Am I right?
Well, and I think
It's
that
fun.
also,
and now it's also,
you're making it like your stand-up.
yeah, I'm still exercising my same
Right.
brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Love
It's
that.
it's like doing crowd work on the thing or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. Just talking to them. It's just
Yeah.
we're just talking to each other. That's all we're doing is talking to each other. We don't have to overthink it. I think, you know.
Do you think that there's a difference in terms of connecting with the crowd? I mean, maybe this is an obvious question, but you let me know. When you're hosting and when you have a spot, is there a true difference?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a spot's a lot easier because they're already an entity and they already think it's already a show. Usually,
Sure, they're
right.
they're ready to laugh.
They're ready to laugh, and then anything I do to break that reality is more of a treat, I think.
You mean when you just have a spot or when you're hosting?
When you just have a spot, anything like that's why like if you give a host a spot on, like somebody who's good at hosting a spot on a show, they're gonna if they're a good host, they're gonna appreciate that spot, and because it's all just connecting with people. So if they're already connected to the show, it's easy to connect to the person. The thing about the host is you have to connect to the person and the fact that we're watching a show right now. You know, it's like, and you have to, in some words, hold their hands and be like, well, you know, you guys should laugh.
Yeah, and it's the
Because
beginning
then
of the show.
I'm gonna feel
too.
good. I just started telling them honestly. I'm like, look, I know people think that, you know, us comics are here to heal you guys and make you guys laugh,
Yeah, I heard you
and
say
you don't have to
that.
participate. But if you guys make us feel good, this is just a good ride for everybody, and you get to see people having a good time. And
I think sometimes hosts are underappreciated.
1,000%, 1,000%.
You know what I mean?
1,000%.
Especially as an audience member. You're like, all right, here's the first comic. You know what I mean? You're not thinking, oh, this guy's going to host us and hold our hand through the next hour and 20 minutes.
They don't
You're
know what it
thinking-
is.
Yeah, you're thinking, all right, this is the first comic. Go ahead.
And then he's gonna go and he's gonna leave. But also, I started explaining them what the show. I'm like, look, there's probably gonna be like 7 or 8 people that are gonna go up here. So you guys are gonna get like an entire buffet of different types of comedy. It's gonna be fun. But it's so funny. Like, you know, you do hundreds of spots a month, and you see no host is explaining what the show is. I started just explaining what the show is, and I'm like,
Smart.
It makes it easier psychological.
This is what's going to happen.
For me, I'm being honest, because it's sort of weird to just take them into this world. It's like, let me hold your hand and take you to this world for a second.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then blah blah blah. We'll
When's that? Do you produce a show?
No, but
that's interesting. I'm surprised.
But I'll say this too.
It's making a little noise from your arm. Go ahead.
Sorry, my arm is
You're
everywhere. Good. What was I going to say?
I was saying, why haven't you produced? It seems
I was
like
gonna say this about the host thing.
Yeah,
I think, you know, a host is underappreciated when you're good at hosting. Some people will hit you up just for hosting, but when you're good at spots, nobody's gonna hit up a spot person and be like, "Hey, can you host this show?"
Yeah.
That never happens.
Right.
But it does work the other way around.
yes,
Right?
Yes.
So the cool thing about being a host is we get to live in 2 worlds: the world of people who need a host, and the world of, let's give this guy a spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. How you been doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
Are they caught up on your world and what you've been doing?
Yeah, they're caught up. We had Olga Namer on the pod.
She's amazing.
The other day. She's so freaking funny, dude.
That's one of my favorite people. She's so
she's
funny.
great. I
She's
see you guys are always together on shows. We briefly touched on the Israeli-Palestine conflict, but this past Monday we had somebody who was in the IDF army in Israel come on the podcast. So as you guys are listening to this today's Thursday, but she came on Monday, so I imagine that episode was crazy. So I've been diving into it a little bit more, and just talking about politics of the world, man, because I'm Jewish. I don't know if you know that.
No.
Yeah, but interesting time. Crazy situation in the world right now, dude.
I'm just trying to learn as much as I can, and
that's good,
and watch what's going on, and what I can. It's hard to watch.
It's very hard to watch.
It's hard to
because
watch.
It's such a sensitive topic, and there could be things to be said on both sides, dude. You know, like I'm. Yeah. My side, the side that I have picked, is because of my heritage and what I know from what has happened over the past 75 years, but then there are people on the other side that probably don't agree with me. It's interesting to see how some people who aren't maybe as educated on the topic will now come into the topic, and they're, ripping off kidnap signs of telephone poles and shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy that we had Nama on the past episode. If you guys didn't listen to that episode, listen after this. Absolutely. But it's very interesting. Very interesting, man. And being in America, I feel like or myself at least, I feel like some things that are given to me, I take for granted,
Absolutely.
Everything all around.
Absolutely. I'm not in a position of, I don't think I have enough people listening to me where I would ever put like some people put like a press release like thing. I'm dumb as balls. I know nothing about anything. But I feel like
peace on earth, I think, is a fair thing to preach.
1,000%.
You know what I mean? And I say that too. Peace on earth, bro. Like imagine if we were all nice to each other. Granted, there's been so many things that have happened in humanity, but like if we just take it from today, from this point forward, if everyone's like, all right, let's put the weapons down, no more killing people, let's be nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a pretty vague, but just in general, man.
Just people are passionate about what they feel,
100%. 100%. And that could be good or bad.
It could be good or bad. I mean, I try not to, unless I really know about something and stuff like that, I try not to, because I feel like a lot of people are just, some people are just jumping in, even in like the comedy community, or whatever. Some people are just jumping in, and maybe they know a lot, or they feel like they're educated enough to speak on some things. But I also feel like it just feels a little weird, depending, what your industry is, what your following is, what you're going for. Because I wouldn't want to be like a profiteer off of like, let me get likes because I have this like edgy thing that I'm saying. Like it's not about that. Like that just, you know, it's so sad. It's just everything about it is sad.
And Olga was talking about how a lot of her material revolves around her being Jewish, which I'm sure you've heard. And she's saying it's a little bit difficult to be on stage right now, which I find interesting. You know, doing 30-minute sets and not bringing up her heritage. It's like that's a lot of her material.
And it's who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, bud.
Next topic. Let's do something light.
I'm gonna get some water on that.
Yeah, get some water. Take a sip. You have any travel plans coming up? You going anywhere?
I have nothing planned so far. I think I'm gonna do Texas. I think I'm gonna hit up Texas.
Oh, let's go. Have you been yet?
I haven't been in a while.
I'm
from there. I haven't been in a while. I'm from Texas, so the first.
Oh right, I knew that. Houston.
I'm from there.
So you're gonna move back? Maybe?
No, hell no. I love it here. I love New York.
Yeah. But you've never really been immersed in the comedy scene in Texas, right?
No, I was. Yeah, I started
like
off
Austin.
There. Yeah, like in Texas was so fun, and I feel like I reached a point where you kind of have like walk-on status with like a lot of shows and stuff, where people are like they'll just let you go up because the club loves you or whatever. I mean, maybe not like a headliner show, but you know what I mean? Like they'll definitely throw my name in the hat of this guy should open for whoever, or any local show. They just throw you up because they know you're always gonna, you know, get the crowd going.
Have you been to the Comedy Mothership yet, Joe Rogan's
I have
Club?
not. That looks amazing.
Yeah,
though.
it looks sick.
Everything about that looks amazing.
Yeah, and apparently they're paying the comics out the wazoo. I'm hearing like they'll get a percentage of the door, which is just unheard of.
That's
you know
super cool. I mean, yeah, like a place that
lot.
actually changed with the times and are paying people some stuff. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Earth is our mothership.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes. They might not be. Maybe they might not even be on this plane of existence that we're on, but there's so much stuff out there, because it goes on for a long time.
I feel like being in Texas though, you might have had a good shot at maybe spotting a UFO in the.
I mean, you see wacky stuff in the sky, but I don't know what everything is. I don't know what everything is. I think there's a good chance that they're underwater. To be honest with you.
Oh my God, yeah, and we haven't even searched apparently like 10% of the.
Yeah, we know more about the moon than we know about.
Yeah, that's messed up, dude. Would you have gone on that thing underwater? You know what I'm talking about? The people who blew up. Would you have gone on that?
No.
I would have maybe.
Well,
you wouldn't have?
You're that type of person.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I'm the wireless
Once you tell me there's no windows on there.
Oh, there was. It was just small windows. There's like one in the front. But bro, if something costs like $500K to do, and they were like, all right, come down, do it for free, you wouldn't have done it?
I think if I had $500K, my heart is so huge.
Yeah,
I would.
You would have given it to somebody else.
Yeah, come on.
Like Mr. Beast of the comedy game. Do you hear he got offered to go on that thing?
No.
Yeah, dude. He was saying like a couple months ago, he was talking about it. That would have been a jam. Would have been a good YouTube video, because he apparently has a video that he'll release if he dies.
Really?
Which is crazy. And like future videos, like, hey, me 5 years from now, I have 1 billion subscribers on YouTube or whatever. Kid's killing it, man. Kid's killing it.
That's amazing. I find it wild that billionaires do stuff like that.
Well, he's the modern day billionaire, though, the kid's
Mr. Beast?
23 years old, and he's worth probably multiple billions.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think that there's going to be a lot of opportunity in this content game.
Is he hiring?
He might be.
Let me be his Farnsworth.
He needs a house comedian.
What?
You can do that.
Just a room in his house.
Bentley, bro.
Like a room in his house.
I wonder if you guys actually know who that is. Farnsworth Bentley. He was rapping for a moment too, right?
Yeah, he has some bangers. He had a couple bangers.
Was he rolling with the G Unit crowd for a moment?
No, I think he was maybe. I mean, I know for sure he was rolling with. I saw him. He has a song with Kanye and somebody else. I don't remember, but he has some bangers out there for sure. I think who did he roll with? I think that was P. Diddy's guy, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you hear what's happening with P. Diddy?
Is it sad?
Yeah, but it's also a little sus. The guy who murdered Tupac apparently said that P. Diddy gave him $1 million to do so.
No, that guy's just getting in the news.
Oh,
P. Diddy's so nice.
Yeah, P. Diddy strong.
Come on.
Yeah. He seems like a nice guy. I really hope it's not true. Like that's a ridiculous thing to lie about. Yeah, P. Diddy gave me $1 million. He's not Italian.
If you want to be on TV, people can say anything to get on TV.
Yeah. That's true.
Maybe.
And P. Diddy was like, I'm not even addressing this ludicrous statement. And then 50 Cent went on stage and said that it was true. So crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. 50 Cent doesn't.
I'm liking his little comeback. You see he's on tour now, 50 Cent?
Really? I heard he lives in Houston.
Oh, yeah?
That guy's amazing. Yeah.
Makes sense. Did you ever see the house that he lived in Connecticut
No.
for a while?
No.
Pop it up right here. He bought it for like 20 mil. It was 50,000 square feet, and then he finally sold it for like 6 mil. It was it was Evander Holyfield's house that I think he initially bought for like 80 million. Then 50 bought it off him, and then he just sold it again for 6 mil. But it was in the middle of the woods in Connecticut, and it probably just cost so much to run. Had like a strip club, indoor basketball, indoor pools.
People that attain that,
Bananas.
I'm fascinated by anybody that can attain.
Do you hear about this guy, Ken Griffin, who's a manager of a hedge fund? He owns a hedge fund. He's worth $35 billion. He spent the last 10 years buying contiguous land in Palm Beach. He bought 14 lots, and now he's about to build $1 billion house on 1,000 feet of frontage on Palm Beach. It's insane.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's fresh.
People are so smart.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if he needed that many though. You think he needed that many?
That many acres?
Or that? Yeah, that many houses like next to each other.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah,
That seems like a world.
I think it's like 20 acres on the beach.
Jesus, that's a lot.
Do you guys go to the beach in Texas?
We have a bad beach. In Houston, we had a bad beach. It was, I mean,
was
it's not
it
the
bad? Why
bad
is
beach.
it
It's a good beach. We have a beach called Galveston. The thing about it is it looks like a beach. It sounds like a beach. It just doesn't smell or
it's like
you can't
oil.
open your eyes underwater like it's a beach.
That's where Robert Durst killed that woman. Do you remember him?
Galveston?
Do you remember him?
Jesus, no. You know, the
guy
guy
was
from
in
the
Jinx.
guy
Yeah.
from the Jinx. Yeah, yeah.
Did you
yeah.
ever watch that documentary? They were
Yeah.
talking about Galveston, Texas.
I remember watching it. Yeah, it was a world.
I think that was the time when I had heard about Galveston.
That's wild. I had to take a true crime break. I don't like stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's
scary.
kind of.
But why would the beach not be so nice there? It's just near oil rigs and stuff
It's like
that.
the water's brown,
Dude.
so it's like it's like, and it has a smell to it. Like it's like when I moved to California and I saw that the beaches were blue water, I'm like, that's mind blowing. But then also I'm like, wait, why aren't my eyes stinging right now? Because normally you get close to the water, like my eyes start getting a little. There's like a pungent.
Oh wow,
This is a different thing. But the Galveston community is so nice and so fun. I remember I saw this movie. Blake Lively starred in a movie where she was like fighting a shark.
Sharknado. Oh no, that's the Tara Reid movie.
A regular shark.
I know what you're talking
It was
about.
like a regular shark.
And she was like on the rock in the water, right?
Yes. And I saw it in Texas, in Houston. And I remember there was a packed theater. That's what's great about Houston. I think Houston is one of the best places to watch movies out on the planet because the reason people go outside is they go to AC. So movies are packed like every weekend. Like when you see a movie did number one or whatever, most of that money was made in Houston every time. And we saw that movie, and at the end of the movie, it cut to this shot of this beautiful beach. And it was like all serene, had all these like nice trees and stuff, and the water's blue. And at the bottom of the screen, it said Galveston, Texas. And someone in the theater goes, "Man, that ain't no Galveston!" And
that's
everybody
hilarious.
in the theater just died
Yeah, I
laughing,
bet.
bro. It was the funniest. I don't think I've ever laughed that hard in a movie theater. It was so funny.
Is Houston not that healthy of a city?
What do you mean?
Like overweight people, obese people?
I mean, it's not number one,
I think it's up there though, no?
but it's probably in the top 4. Like it's the food is so good. The food is so good.
Is it the driving and the
Because you're
lack
driving
of
to go
options?
eat. Yeah, you're driving, and then there's a bunch of options, and there's a bunch of.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
'Cause
lack
it's
of
like-
healthy options is what I meant.
I mean, you just want to eat good food. I mean,
Yeah,
you're in
dude, who
Houston.
doesn't? I
Like
get
it's
it.
decadence, bro.
I can imagine it would just be so difficult to stay fit and in shape if you're not walking every single day. If you're driving
If
everywhere.
you're driving, it's hard, and then also it's next to Louisiana. They're shipping foods and recipes
Yeah.
in there all the time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Also, huge like Vietnamese community. So like Filipinos are in Houston. So like the food is just great from all these different cultures that are just sharing food. And it's like, check out our restaurant. Like food that you go eat there, and you live. You just eat and live. You live
Everything's
and eat.
bigger in Texas. That's what they say.
Dude. Yeah.
What was like a main attraction in your town that you enjoy going to maybe in high school?
In high school, For me, we had a Six Flags in Houston at the time. It's not there anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I went there. I had so much fun. I went there not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not a roller coaster.
They just let you keep riding on the roller coaster over and over again. Because all you gotta do is turn around. Like whenever you get off the roller coaster, turn around and look at it. In line. And if there's an empty seat and they're about to close the, pull the things down, just get in the empty seat. The kids that worked there, nobody cares.
Wait, but was it
I rode King to Ka 7 times in a row.
It was a day pass that you had to pay for Six Flags, or it was like you had to pay per ride?
Day pass.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Day pass, just a bunch of lines.
So you went to Six Flags a bunch in Houston.
A bunch.
I imagine that was probably
a roller coaster guy.
That was probably one of the
rides.
scarier ones too, because it was in Texas.
Oh yeah. If you show me a roller coaster that's made out of wood, and I'll show you me going there first.
Did you ever go in the Cyclone?
Texas Cyclone?
No, in Coney Island.
No.
There's a Texas Cyclone?
Yeah, that was the one. Here's the thing. Some of these roller coasters, they ship them throughout the country and they go to other places.
My God.
My favorite ride was called Grease Lightning in Houston, and I believe I read that it's somewhere. I don't know where they shipped it to, but they shipped it to another place. So some of these rides don't die. Like the architecture is there. All they do is ship the pieces out.
Ship the parts.
And it's amazing.
What was the scariest one you've ever been on, roller coaster?
I mean, scary is a strong word, but I like I like the ones that get the most amount of dopamine out. I like one that has a quick start, like when you don't know when it's gonna start, and it's like, whoa, when's this gonna?
Wait, but like going backwards, do you like? Or?
I love. Here's what I like: forwards, backwards, a twisty, and a loop. Give me all those in a ride.
So when you go on this ride though, like you're excited, and when you're up in the air, you're going, this is sick.
Love high in the air. Love high in the air. Love a crazy drop. If the drop has a twist, it's my favorite one. I like it. I like when you go up high, you can see like the town or whatever. Like I love roller coasters so much. I guess
each human is really different because I really don't like it. I'd be freaking out. I'd be on the verge of crying. My stomach would be in my throat. Ready to throw up. Seriously.
The roller coasters have that's what I think of when I think of crowds, and it helps me not be mad at them.
What do you think of roller coasters?
Yeah, because sometimes, especially like say you're hosting a show, sometimes, for you, maybe for the entire show, some audiences are hype, they're fired, they're going to pull some stuff out of you. You're going to walk out of it with some new tags, some new jokes, some new being honest and feeling some stuff from your heart. So some new material. You're going to come out of it a great experience with a bunch of classic moments in it that you feel really proud of, and you can feel like your authentic self. And then and I like to think of those crowds as roller coasters with loops. Right? Like a fun roller coaster with a loop. And then some crowds are like
they're the teacups.
Just a little teacup ride. And that's as hard as they're gonna laugh. They appreciate it. That's just how they get down. That's just how they get down. And you have to learn to read that it's still a connection.
The worst one I've ever done, connection. I don't know what it's called, but it goes like this, and it's like the boat. Do they have a name for that? You know what I mean? It's like the swinging.
I know what you're talking about.
That's you're in the top up here.
Sometimes it goes upside down a little bit, and it goes off. You don't like
hate.
You don't like those?
Dude. No. Have you been skydiving?
The one in Houston was a rocket ship. I have not been skydiving.
Would you? I think you'd like it, right?
I definitely would.
Wow.
I definitely would.
You gotta go.
I did bungee jumping. I did bungee jumping in New Zealand. That was fun.
My God. And you were cool with that? You were pumped to do it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Damn.
It was so fun.
All right.
I mean, I felt funny, but it was fun. It was fun.
Because they attach it to your ankles, and then how far was the drop?
Well, like, so when you jump off, I guess you're supposed to like jump like you're diving off a diving board and like go head first or whatever, which makes sense. But I think I did it. I just jumped off regular style. So there was...
Oh, it like yanked your feet.
It like yanked me, which I didn't mind. Feels great on your back. If you want some back, oh my God, it feels so good. Anyway, I love stuff like that. Yeah. I love thrill rides. And
you ever go zip lining?
No.
I did that one time in Costa Rica. It was a little scary, but it was
That
fun.
seems wild.
Yeah. But definitely less scary than a roller coaster.
Here's the thing. Everything's a little scarier when you're a bigger guy. Because sometimes they're not used to certain people, or you have to have a certain special cord. Like if you weigh over 200 pounds, a lot of times they make you grab certain items and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
And that would freak you out?
Yeah, it's like, oh, we got to give you this special rope or whatever. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how many times have they tested that rope?
Have you been in a helicopter? Like the New York City
mini helicopters.
Ride?
Not the New York City one, but you know, when you do shows for the troops and stuff like that. So like I've gone like Eastern Europe, we're riding helicopters, and Africa helicopters. Like there's so many goofy, Iraq, You know what I mean? They let you ride different.
You've been to Iraq?
Yeah. Just to entertain the troops. Not like I fought in there. I fought boredom.
Right. Well, you also fought the... Yeah, I'd say that's better. You fought boredom. What were you... How long were you there?
Like a month. Usually you tour around for like a month.
When was this?
This was probably like when I first started doing comedy, like in 2008, 2009.
Wow.
I started in 2007. November 6, 2006.
So approaching...
Something.
16 years.
I started when I was a kid.
Years.
Yeah, maybe 17, something like that.
What made you start?
I wanted to make like movies and stuff, and I loved like short films and stuff like that, and like little short videos. And I wanted to make stuff like that, but it's hard to get everybody off at the same time. And then I realized with stand up, I'm like, oh, that guy's like writing, directing, editing, doing everything with his act. That sounds fun. That'd be a cool skill to learn. But I thought the skill to learn was just going up and talking to people. I didn't know. Like I remember before I started doing comedy, I was like, all right, well, I'd like to work at a comedy club to see how it works. So I got like a ticket booth job at the Improv in Houston, and I saw the first show, and I'm like, that's crazy. I could never do that. And then I saw the second show, and I realized everybody was doing the same act. I'm like, oh, it's an act. Like they wrote it down. Like I thought people were just going up and freshly talking. Like I thought Martin's special was just him going out there and talking for an hour and a half. Hilarious. I had no idea. I didn't know how the magic worked. I didn't know what was involved to create the trick.
Did you do theater though in high school and middle school?
In middle school I did. Yeah. In middle school I did, but never anything else. No.
How old were you when you moved to New York?
How old was I? I moved here in 2019. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how was the pandemic for you? I don't think we talked about this last time.
I was in the Bronx for the pandemic, and it was a nice place to be. I was in Throgs Neck. It was a nice part. It was cool.
Yeah, we touched on this.
It was chill. Yeah. It wasn't bad, but it also. And eventually I had to get out of the house. Like, cause when you're locked up for like a month or two, and then you finally go out and do like a show or something, or just talk to people, it's like, you realize how much you miss it. It's like, okay, this is what I need to do. Like I first, like during the pandemic, I picked up a guitar. I tried to learn the guitar. I was like, I'm just gonna learn this one guitar, man, and it's gonna be fine.
Are you good at guitar now?
No. The bass was more fun for me.
I feel like it's probably easier though to play the bass, right?
Just for me it is. I just like the way the bass feels. Like I like that it's a big piece of wood that just vibrates through your chest, and it just feels.
It's electric though, right?
Yeah, it's electric, but it feels good. Like I like the way that feels, the thum and you know what I mean? It just feels good. And I like anything, it's easier for a guy with big hands like me to play it with just the whole flicking of the chord. Everything about it feels nice. You know what I mean? That instrument spoke to me a lot.
I can see you being in a band back there with like a little hat, shades on, just doon, 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 right? You see yourself doing that?
Yeah. I'm more of a front man guy, but for sure. Yeah, I can
do
that too,
yeah, definitely.
Sure,
you play the bass, sing, be one of those unusual guys, but it'd be fresh.
One of those unusual guys.
It'd be in a good way, I meant. I didn't mean that.
What instrument would you play?
Bro, I played the trumpet for like 3 weeks. It was terrible.
Did your jowls pop out? Did it make your...
I was like... Because that's how you have to play it. Like... You know what I mean?
And you're like, I hate making this face. You're like, I'm not going to make this face.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I got a thin looking face. I can't be circling it out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I played it for 3 weeks. And then for the recital, I was just like pretending to play. It was terrible. I didn't like the trumpet.
Oh, so
our teacher Marty was a good guy.
You made it to a whole show.
That's great. I had to because my dad bought me a trumpet. He was like, "You better play this thing for the next few years."
Because you selected the trumpet as the one you wanted to play.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know
who was the trumpet. Is there even a trumpet motherfucker in a band that you would be like, "This guy's the Paul McCartney of trumpet"?
Maybe Miles Davis, but no, I don't even think. No, I don't.
Correct.
Know. Yeah, that was.
We can cut that out. I should have known that. Sorry.
Yeah, the black trumpet player guy.
Okay, well, if Miles Davis is the Michael Jordan of trumpet, who's number 2?
Yeah, there's only Miles Davis. How did you end up in New York? Were you like, this is the place I gotta go? Because you were in LA for a moment.
I was in LA for a moment. I just honestly,
why did you stay there?
Traveling around everywhere, there's something magical about New York City where I would just sort of go and look at what I was writing, and there was if it was a chart, it would be like, this is how much I wrote here, this is how much I wrote here, this is how much I wrote here. And then, I went to New York this month and that's how much I wrote. And then everything else is like, this how much, this how much, this how much. So something about it always pulled something out of me. I romanticize the city. It's really the people. Like I'm a, as much as I can be an introvert a lot of times, I'm also like a people person whenever I'm ready to people it up. And I feel like New York has some of my favorite people because it's people that are unapologetically themselves. And it's such a stark opposite from what niceness in the South is or what niceness in California is. Because in New York, it's a niceness, but it's also a rudeness. But it's coming from being nice. It's like, I'm not going to pepper this. I'm not going to, pour any sugar on this. You're being an asshole right now, and here's why. And I love that. Like for somebody like me, that's perfect. If you have any sort of people pleaser energy, New York is very therapeutic to bring you back to just be honest, be yourself.
Just to wrap back to what we were talking about in the beginning, I wonder if that is going to continuously change as people feel more comfortable behind their devices and telling people things. And then you're saying like in person, how people are different.
That's so good. I feel like New York in a lot of ways is the last bastion of that, of people not hiding behind their devices and stuff like that.
That's insane. Yeah. I mean, for sure in the United States.
But the United States.
Yeah, I don't know.
For sure. Yeah, I love that. That's a good question. Dude, I get so excited when I do a show and you're in the room. I'm like, we're going to have some fun tonight.
You too, man.
You know what it is? Because you're not just you, you're also like the brand. It's you. Like at a certain point, we're also kind of selling our vibes, right? It's like, hey, I know I'm funny and you're funny, but it's also people that want to see more of our vibe. And it just to be able to brighten somebody's day with our essence is fucking huge. And you remind me of that. Do that to yourself?
Thank you, man. Do you have people from your early career days that supported you initially, and then now that you've been in the game for so long, they see that you're actually doing it and they're like, I don't know. I liked Chase when he was down here in Houston on the grind, but now his career is trending upwards, and I don't know if I like to see that.
I don't know.
Maybe some hometown jealousy. I mean,
that might exist, but you don't pay attention to. Like I really can't throw any energy on that. Because here's the thing, I could escape into anything. I downloaded Armored Core 6 and I shouldn't have on Steam. What? The video game. But the point is, I could pour my energy into anywhere, but I know I gotta like edit some stuff and post some stuff, and I'm trying to let that be. It truly is a lifestyle change for someone like me who's so used to celebrating the present and just having fun in the room. It's like, all right, I should start posting some of this stuff up, and it's fun. I just started doing it like a couple weeks ago. It's not bad. I'm like, it's fine. And then sort of treating the internet like it's just an art gallery of some stuff that I've done.
A journal.
It's a or journal, or a like a portfolio, if you will, of some.
I think all of us need to
some moments from my life. It's cool.
We all need to embrace that. It's a journal rather than a
lotto that you're playing to go viral. That's probably not like I was like, why am I putting that pressure on myself? I've never had anything go viral anyway. Why do I care if it just got 300
Well, yes,
views?
you have.
No.
Yes, I'm sure you have. But you mean to the point where it's changing your life, like an overnight situation, like a Matt Rife or whatever?
Nothing like that. Nothing like that. I mean, what's viral? Like in the tens of thousands, 20,000s? I'm one of those guys. But I'm sure if I at least keep throwing something out there, something might catch on and it might not. But I'm happy with the stuff that I'm putting out. I have to not care about the.
And we're in the baby stages of it, man. So people don't really don't know how to really act when it comes to their social media. People are putting the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
Always up on their page, or that's how they want to be seen. People aren't throwing up blurry shit.
But you know why they're doing that? It's because other people are hypnotizing them into thinking that that's what it is. But the least time...
What do you mean? Hypnotizing into that's what it is. What do you mean?
Yeah, like it's like a groupthink situation. Like if you show up to a party and everybody's thinking this about this thing, then you're like, oh, so we all feel this way about this thing, right? But in actuality, it can be whatever you want it to be. It could just be a tool. It could just be a thing that you post your stuff in and get out. You know what I mean? Spend as much time on it as you think necessary to help you with whatever you need help with, or to get inspiration or whatever. You know, we could use it as a tool, because I used to dislike it and treat it like the enemy for so long. And treat it like this toxic thing.
One specific app or all of them?
Yeah, all of them in general. I mean, you can spend too much time on anything and it's not good, because it sees what you're spending, what you're pausing on. You know what I mean?
Then they know. Yeah.
Like if I open it up now, 9 times out of 10, it's going to open with something sad, because that's what I've been looking. You know, that's what the news is right now. So it's going to open with something sad. I'm going to stay there for a while, but it's going to know hey, this guy really likes the sad core shit. Let's keep doing that. And then before you know it, you've got a snuff app. You know what I mean? And it's important just to spend time on the stuff that you like, and share the positive, uplifting stuff that you like. And the app can sort of reward you with some of that more and more.
I think TV networks are getting that way too. They're seeing that people will spend the most time on dramatic events when it comes to, you know, Absolutely. If you're turning on Fox News, like my grandma, for example, spends a ton of time watching the news, and she shouldn't spend as much time, grandma, watching the news, especially when it's the same story kind of over and over, and it's getting worse. You know, like it's
getting worse. And it's just complaining and stuff like that. You know, it's not good. But people are going to escape into what they're going to escape to at the end of the day.
You know, sometimes I'll get into, maybe like on Instagram Reels, I'll get into like 20 videos in a row where I legitimately think like half of them are funny, and I'm like laughing out loud to myself. And like that to me is such a beautiful moment that like I would love to replicate all the time when looking at social media. But sometimes it's just not the case, especially when they're trying to pull you in and make you watch something that is going to make you watch it for longer. You know, they don't want to put the funny 10-second clip of some kid getting peanut butter stuck in his hair or whatever because it's funny, but like they just want to pull you in, and it seems like that's the direction we're going. It's attention is a currency. It's been like that for a little bit.
1,000%. It's a currency.
You got to wear a bunch of different hats, you know? You got to wear the editing hat. You got to wear the funny clip hat.
And you also have to parent yourself and be like, hey, that's enough of that app for today. How about you just go ahead and...
Oh, yeah. I put limits on my phone, but I'll definitely go by it
plow through the limit.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, another 15. They're like, all right, it's over. I'm like, all right, ignore for today.
But even the act of putting the limits...
Yes, I think is good.
Is really good.
Yeah.
It's really good because you know where you're going overboard. You know?
Yes.
You know, you're being bad today. It's okay.
Cut that shit out. Go outside. Freaking, I've been going to the gym, no headphones, dog.
That's insane. Yeah. Reward yourself. Maybe cook something, throw a little bit more stuff in there. Maybe spend. Here's the thing. Do you taste the time that you put into the thing that you're eating when you're eating it? Do you taste?
That's a good question.
Do you taste the time? As easy it is to make the thing that even though you're going to eat it in 2 minutes, but do you taste?
I don't really think. I try not to think about it. I'm just freaking eating it, whatever. And I don't mind. I like beans and chickpeas. Sprinkle some hot sauce on it. But I think it would be beneficial sometimes to reward myself with
some vegan
meals that take some time and vegan cream cheese. You big bagel guy?
I love a bagel.
Yeah. And you said it correctly too. Dude, I cannot stand people who are out here calling bagels bagels and shit. I'm like, bro,
I've never heard a bagel.
I was not going to expect that from you. Oh, you've never heard anyone say bagel? Yeah, it's fucked. Bro.
That's insane. Yeah. A bagel sounds like a bagel with googly eyes on it.
Yes. It's a bagel. It's like, bro. How do you get your bagel? I mean bagel.
Oh my Lord, me?
You.
Oh, here's the thing. You got to tell them a little bit in New York.
Yeah. Well, maybe
or they go nuts.
Dude, I actually think not so much anymore. I think they've realized that they've been wasting a ton. Maybe within the last 3 months, they've been putting less on.
Here's what I think happened.
But it used to just be like,
can I tell you what happened? Here's what I think happened.
The rent went up.
Here's what I think happened. What the bodega guys, what country are they from? What do you think?
Sure. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
You don't want to say the wrong thing? It's okay. I don't either. But I'll say this. Here's what I think happened. I think when the bodega guys came to New York City, every fucking Italian was like, what the fuck? I said I wanted cheese on this shit. So they have generational trauma from Italians telling them they want a lot of cheese, or other forms of Latinos.
You mean other forms of toppings also? Or it's just the cheese?
Toppings in general. I think every culture, and that's just the cheese, but I'm sure there was, maybe Jamaicans wanted more tomatoes or some shit, whatever. But I think you come to this melting pot, and different cultures like a lot of toppings. Some people like Texas, America, we want a shit ton of relish on top of our hot dogs. To us, it seems like a normal amount of relish, but maybe to the rest of the world, it's fucking getting slathered with that shit. And I think the bodega guys simply compensated, and they pleased everybody, and they just did a shit ton of toppings across the board.
And maybe the price of like cream cheese has gone up. But what's your bagel order? You can say.
Oh,
everything bagel, toasted.
It depends what I'm feeling at the certain time.
That's interesting because people really only have their go-to. I feel like I'm an everything guy.
I like a plain motherfucking bagel with a thin thing of peanut butter on each slice.
Do you make that at home though, or you get that at the?
I get that from the place.
Bro, I'm surprised they have
that's like a little meal. Like but if I want something breakfasty, that's like a brunch thing. But if I want a breakfasty bagel, I'm getting cinnamon raisin, some type of cream cheese situation, and then jelly on top of that. Thin jelly because they go fucking nuts.
And the cinnamon raisin with the jelly is a good touch.
Or cinnamon raisin with the jelly, right? Right. I love that. I love plain.
Amazing.
Sometimes I do plain with just butter on it too. Like
toasted
with just butter, or just plain by itself. I do plain by itself on a black coffee
with nothing on it.
I don't know why. I love it, bro. I don't know why with a black coffee, bro.
How do you eat it though? It's not chopped. You just
I chop it. It's got to be chopped. It's got to be chopped.
You got to chop it.
Chopped. Two slices. You get it. Two hits with the chop.
Chase, dude, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
So much,
Part 2. You're out of here. Before we get out of here, dude, we're popping up your Instagram. Please let us know where we can find you. Until next time.
Yeah. And on my YouTube, I got a YouTube channel now.
Let's go.
I'm just uploading full sets on YouTube, and then I'm putting the clips on Instagram.
And the YouTube channel is Chase DuRousseau.
Chase DuRousseau.
Guys, pop it up. Check it out. Chase, dude, thank you so much for coming on. We always appreciate your energy. Guys, give him a follow, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Thank you.